that spring baseball smell in the morning.
What are you talking about? Who are you? What happened to Snoot?
Sorry, a bit of that West Virginia came out. What happened?
Well, spring training is officially here.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
here, like... Shit, when did it start again?
I think it was like a week ago.
Yeah. But we did not record last week because I was so fucking tired. I'm tired right now, even. My sleep schedule is in the gutter, but that's okay. Because I can't put off recording an episode forever. Here we are.
We're
Uh,
here.
Spring training is here, and while spring training is not really the best time to commentate on a team, it is a great time to commentate on players.
Yeah,
Now, spring training's off to a decent start for the Cardinals, who have gotten 2 wins so far, one of which was on the Astros, a really clean win, which I consider payback for the time the Astros absolutely trashed the Cardinals in their very last spring training game last year.
yeah. That was like the beginning of the end. I think.
It was like a curse. Even right now, at the time of recording, the Cardinals are playing the Red Sox and kind of kicking their ass. They tied against the Marlins yesterday.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Uh,
cause spring training games they don't really go into extra innings because they're like, fuck that.
yeah, because spring training, it's like just for practice, really.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
And for this reason, for those unfamiliar with spring training, they have a tendency to bring, like, minor leaguers into the game to test them out.
Yeah, they do. It's also they do that to see what they can do against major league talent right now, and B to also get them some reps, get them ready for the minor league season.
Yeah.
And we've seen quite a bit of minor leaguer or sorry, minor league players come in and, you know, have strong outings in spring training.
Oh yeah, like last year, Jordan Walker got his debut in spring training, and it was so good that they called him up to the major leagues.
Yeah. And so far I think God, who's trying to think of someone who's been doing really well in spring training right now. Uh,
Uh, Thomas Sagesi of I don't know how to pronounce his name actually. In the Cardinals, he bat well, he got well, he did really good in the game against the Mets.
yeah,
Same with Luke and Baker. They both appear to be minor leaguers that have been brought up for spring training.
yeah. I saw the other day that Gordon Graceffo, a pitching prospect for the Cardinals, was in a game against, I think it was the game against the Astros, and he did pretty well.
No kidding, yeah.
I also saw Tink Hence at some point too, and he did fairly well as well. He allowed a few base runners, but I don't think it led to any runs.
Yeah, so long as they don't get points off of it, that's a really important part.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see Tink Hens in the major leagues because I know he's a winner.
yeah,
I've known it since last year when he fucking shut out major leaguers as a fucking high A pitcher.
yeah. Tink Hence looks to be really good, and as a division rival, I'm so excited for that. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Same. Speaking of prospects from a division rival, Yesterday, Tamar Johnson became the first teenager to hit 2 home runs in a single spring training game since Carlos Correa in 2014, 10 years ago. Uh, so, those who do not know, Tamar Johnson is the number 2 prospect for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Only number 2 because Paul Skeens exists.
Yeah. Whom hasn't. Skeens actually hasn't been seen in a spring training game yet, from what I've seen.
That's kind of surprising given how excited they were to bring him out.
Yeah, I think they're mostly saving him. I think they might like give him a few reps either today or like tomorrow against the I forgot who they're playing against. Actually, I'm gonna check see if he's because they're playing right now too. I think against the Braves. I'm gonna see if he's pitched at all, or he actually could be pitching right now. I won't be able to, I wouldn't be able to watch it though, cause fucking Pirates aren't broadcasting this game.
Damn. I wonder if I'll be able to watch the fucking Red Sox and Cardinals one by the time the recording's done.
He okay, so Skeens has not made an appearance this game yet, but Luis Ortiz did. And he did. I mean, he did all right. He allowed a hit and a run. That hit and run was probably a homer. Uh, no homer. Okay, so it wasn't a homer. It was a it was a it was a hit. I think it was just a hit. He allowed a walk, and he got a strikeout.
Rest in peace.
Wait, but his ERA?
Wait,
It says his
wait,
ERA.
sorry.
It says his ERA is at 0 though, but he gave up a
Oh,
run.
damn. I zoned out for a second, though. I'm sorry. You were
No,
talking about who again?
Luis Ortiz of the Pirates.
Oh, that is pretty good. Yeah.
He was a guy that I was really excited for this time last year. I was like, cause like whenever he first came up in 2022, they were, they like looked at his really fast, his like 100+ mile per hour fastballs, and were hailing him as the next Jacob DeGrom. And I was like, yes, yes, finally some good fucking pitching. And then he came up last year and he sucked.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that sounds like a bit of cope. I feel like saying that someone's gonna be the next Jacob DeGrom is, it's
Uh,
bold to say the least.
It's
And
bold.
also kind of silly because DeGrom gets injured every Tuesday. I'm not sure you want to imitate him that much.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, okay, but okay, he's the next DeGrom. Okay, which DeGrom is it? Like is it the Jacob DeGrom who can't get help from his defense, and even despite having immaculate pitching performances, always gets a loss on his resume? Or is it the Jacob DeGrom who tweaks his elbow every Tuesday morning? Or is it the Jacob DeGrom who has glass bones and paper skin?
Every day he break. Well, every day, every morning he breaks his legs, and every night he breaks his arms. Just like O'Neal Cruz.
Just
Sorry.
never
And
gonna.
Sterling Marte, apparently.
Yeah,
Bro got injured 2 years in a row.
yeah. Uh,
Like, grievously so.
Speaking of O'Neal Cruz, he hasn't gotten a hit this spring training yet.
Damn.
Yeah, I think he's still trying to get his footing back together after he literally snapped one of them in half.
Yeah, it would not shock me. if it would not shock me if he was rusty from being injured for so long. Like, the same thing happened to Adam Wainwright. I'm pretty sure the same thing is going to happen to Edwin Diaz.
I don't think Edwin Diaz has pitched yet.
Yeah, but he's supposed to come back this year.
He is supposed to come back this year, so we'll see him at some point. Actually, today we're supposed to be seeing the debut of Shohei Ohtani as a Dodger.
That ought to be interesting.
That ought to be interesting.
Once
Hilda,
Shohei's pitching arm is back, pitching arm is back, the Dodgers are going to be very hard to stop.
yeah. I keep looking at the Secret General, and I keep seeing Hilda going nuts over the Mets.
Yeah. I'm so glad baseball is back.
Yeah.
If only, well, not if only. I was gonna say, if only to see Hilda lose her shit over the Mets, because her enthusiasm and rage are both infectious.
Yeah. uh, but we, but just because spring training has officially started, that does not mean we have not seen a fair share of free agent news. As oh boy, there's been not a whole lot, but there's been a few things.
I've heard the rumors that that the Red Sox are considering tendering a deal with Blake Snell.
Uh, Not Blake Snell, but Jordan Montgomery.
Right, my bad.
The Yankees are going after Blake Snell.
God, no.
No,
The Cards need to snatch him up.
get him right now.
I'm surprised that it's taken so long for a team to find Montgomery, given that he was part of the World Series winning team last year.
Yeah, well, I think part of the issue is his agent is notorious for stretching out like a free agent time for as long as he can just to get a better deal for his players, which is admirable but is also kind of annoying.
Yeah, I'm not sure like what to think about that, but like Jordan Montgomery does deserve a good deal.
Yeah,
He deserves to play for a good team as well, which is a metric that does not include the Red Sox.
yeah.
Decidedly so.
I've been hearing that since Kodai Senga got injured for the Mets and is likely going to miss the entirety of April, that the Mets might try to go after a free agent arm. Don't know if it's going to be either of those two, but
it wouldn't shock me if it's either of those two. That would be really good for the Mets.
yeah.
Especially because the Mets. It feels like the Mets haven't made that many like moves in the off season.
I think they're mostly trying to like figure out what their team is, what they even have in terms of a team.
Yeah, because the Mets were very unfocused last year. It showed.
Yeah.
In perhaps like it showed in like there's a stark difference in how they performed in 2023 versus 2022. Where in 2022 they were like a stone's throw away from being the division winner.
Yeah.
And then 2023 they were garbage.
Yeah. They were so garbage that they literally just decided to start a new regime.
Yeah.
They've got.
I can't say I blame them. I'm surprised the Cardinals didn't do that.
I think the Cardinals think that last year was like a fluke, and that this year they'll do better.
I mean, there has been some changes in management, like Yadier Molina is the pitching coach now, if I recall.
He's got some. I think he's like the assistant uh president of baseball ops or something like that. He's got some kind of role in the Cardinals.
Yeah. I do think that this year will be better. And while spring training is meaningless, I feel like so far the good results the Cardinals have had are indicative of that the Cardinals have a brighter future. Despite me again saying that spring training is not a great time to analyze teams.
Yeah. Uh
I think if nothing else, the Cardinal prospects are looking promising.
yeah.
They almost always do.
My question is, will they give Mason Wynn a proper shot, because they did just recently, and by recently I mean yesterday as of recording, uh sign Brandon Crawford.
I hope they give Wynn a shot because he is genuinely great.
Yeah. I feel like they will, and they just brought Crawford in to like takes to like, ease some of the tension off of Wynn, and also give him like a proper mentor in terms of
Yeah,
like defense at the shortstop position. Because the thing about Brandon Crawford is, and uh, I feel like I have a bit, I could say this with absolute certainty because he was really good. Like, his prime was around the time I was really into baseball when I was a kid, and he kicked my Pirates' ass in 2014.
we're talking about the same guy that was in the 2011 World Series, right?
Not 2011, but 2010, 2012, and 2014.
Right, right.
He was a part of that Giants dynasty in the early 2010s.
Because I
Even
remember, I forgot who, but I remember the Cardinals did bring on someone that was there in 2011.
Yeah, they brought in Lance Lynn for the pitching staff and Matt Carpenter for the hitting. So
Yeah,
they've
they're very much trying to manifest those past results.
yeah, they're bringing in a lot of uh a lot of guys who have that championship level like type experience to maybe help out the younger guys and help them reach that full potential.
Yeah, which I think is a good move. Because one problem the Cardinals did have last year was a lot of pressure was on newer players.
Yeah.
Uh, because Adam Wainwright, Goldie, and Arenado were simply not cutting it that year.
Yeah. Hopefully uh things change on that front, especially due to the fact that this is a contract year for Paul Goldschmidt. So,
Yeah, they cannot fuck this up. If Goldie leaves the Cards, it'll be very sad.
yeah. I don't feel like it'll necessarily be the end of the world though, because if he does end up leaving, that does leave while that does leave a spot open at the first base position, you could always just fill it with Jordan Montgomery, unless his defense in the outfield is like really fucking good. But then again, that doesn't stop some teams. The Dodgers.
Jordan Montgomery.
Sorry, Jordan Walker.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, Jordan Walker could be a viable replacement for first baseman. There's also like Gorman, Donovan,
Yeah.
Edman. There are the Cardinals have no shortage of good batters.
It's just mostly, can they perform? And will
Yeah,
they, like, I won't say, like, overachieve because that feels mean, but can they, perform to expectations?
Yeah, with when I say it'll be sad if Goldie leaves, I mostly mean like in the principle of it because Goldie is such a Cardinals player.
Yeah,
It would be it would be like if it would be like if Aaron Judge joined his brother Arson Judge in the Giants.
yeah,
Except I would be happy for him because he wouldn't be playing for the Yankees anymore.
yeah,
Honestly, Aaron Judge could probably carry the Giants to a playoff spot if he were there.
yeah. Unfortunately, all the Giants have now, or actually, no, no, I can't say they don't have uh talent.
I was gonna argue it. The Giants are actually not in a bad position.
Yeah, no, they're not, cause uh they did sign Jung Hoo Lee, which I'm still mad about. I wanted him so bad.
It's still your name on Discord and everything.
I wanted him on my team. He was such a good fit. He was such a good fit too, but
And he was a good fit.
I guess I guess I can live with Jack Sawinski in center field. He's not too bad there. I just feel like he's better as a corner outfielder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Speaking of center fielders, though, uh, this this one hurts. This one hurts to say, but Cubs brought back Cody Bellinger for 3 more years, or rather, what could be 3 more years, because he does have opt outs for the next 2 years of his contract.
Sorry, I zoned out again. What were you?
I was talking about Cody Bellinger going back to the Cubs.
Right, yeah.
I don't like that move. Not because it's a bad move, but because it's a good move by
It's
the
a good
Cubs.
move. It's a good move for the Cubs, who we both hate.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm pretty sure all of us hate the Cubs. In our lovely broadcast here.
I feel like Hilda is actually wait, no, the Cubs eliminated the Mets in 2016, so yeah, I think Hilda also hates the Cubs.
I hate the Cubs because every time the Cardinals and the Cubs play, it's like a torture episode. For me specifically.
Wait, no. Cubs didn't eliminate the Cubs didn't eliminate the Mets in 2016. That was the Giants that did that. Cubs eliminated the
Yeah.
Giants. I was I was thinking 2015 again. The PTSD is real. Uh,
I can understand that. It still keeps me up at night. Not really, but it still keeps me up at night remembering the one time Adam Wainwright walked off the mound in London choking back tears.
yeah,
Like they really went to Britain to be fucking tortured.
was the torture episode.
It was supposed to be like a fun series, and I mean like the I remember game two being fun, but yeah.
Although not all hope is lost in the NL Central, there's still a chance that someone could overthrow the Cubs as the potential favorite for the division. Am I coping a little bit by saying this? Possibly. But
Milwaukee did that last year.
yeah, but I don't know how good Milwaukee will be this year.
Probably not very.
No, especially after they got rid of Burns, who actually looked really good in his debut with the Orioles, I might add, in spring training. Like he looked damn good.
That's true. Then that should probably scare the rest of the AL East.
Yeah,
If they're not already scared of the Orioles, which they damn well should be.
yeah. Uh, but going back to what I said, the Pirates did sign Mitch Keller to an extension, which, yeah, that needed to be done. He,
Yeah,
he is our ace of right now, and a potential solid number two because Paul Skeens is the ace of the future. I know that sounds like I'm dissing on Mitch Keller, but I'm not. I promise I'm not. He's the only like genuinely good thing I've got going right now, other than Brian Reynolds and Brian Hayes.
what about Andrew McCutcheon? He's still around.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't think he's made a start in spring training yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Uh, but Mitch Keller signed a 5-year extension. Uh, Conveniently after an article by the Athletic came out about how the Pirates owner Bob Nutting is like a very bad owner and very cheap and doesn't spend a lot of money.
Hey, did you say his name was Bob Nutting?
Yeah,
Sorry.
nah, nah. And
I'm
while
sorry, that is a funny ass name.
and while it is true that he is a cheap ass and that he doesn't spend money, he did spend money on Mitch Keller, and he gave Keller the richest contract in Pirates history.
Damn. I
Yeah,
mean, warranted, but damn.
yeah. I don't know if it was like a PR move to try and make himself look better with the media because he actually spent money. But I don't care. We have Mitch Keller for the foreseeable future.
A stop clock is right twice a day.
Yeah,
Which is a saying that only makes sense over here, because in Europe, a stop clock would only be right once.
yeah.
Fucking 24-hour clocks. Imagine being like, yeah, it's fucking 23 o'clock.
It's 23 o'clock right now. Just say it's 11 p.m. Sorry, Hilda, if you're watching this.
I'm not sorry. Her country does things funny and wrong.
It's true. They do things funny and wrong. Speaking of things that are funny and wrong, Tim Anderson was signed by the Marlins.
Man, man, I wish he had joined the Angels.
That would have been
Honestly.
that would have been so funny. That would have been so funny, but alas, Miami decided to be the butt of the joke. They said "nuh-uh," and then
The Rays couldn't have all of the couldn't be the butt of the joke all the time. What with certain players they have that I can't remember the name of somehow for some reason.
yeah, no, it's weird. I feel like there's someone on that team just but I can't remember. I can't remember anything about them. Don't forget about it. I don't think we should worry about that.
Yeah, it's probably fine. They're only evading the authorities in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah. Uh, things we should be worrying about though is the Reds, cause
Yeah,
because earlier in spring training, Ellie De La Cruz like absolutely smacked a foul ball off of Hunter Green, and it was so hard that it like smashed the window of Hunter Green's car.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing that Hunter Green yelled like, "You're paying for that."
Yeah. God, it's unfortunate for Hunter Green, but it's so funny, and it's unfortunate for us because that means that Hunter Green that they have the Reds just have this insane stat line where it's like they have a guy who's basically throwing the hardest fastballs and another guy who is like a statcast breaker. Like he just breaks stat records like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I said the Reds would be the worst team, and then they proceeded to call up Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
They were like, "Okay, all right. You think we're gonna be the worst team? All right."
They really took that as a challenge.
Calls up Ellie De La Cruz, and he has one of the greatest summers of any player in recent history.
Yeah, it was really insane. I'm scared of the Reds this season.
The
They could do some real damage.
This is like the weirdest thing. Like we keep talking about how most of the central divisions are like a hellscape and like,
It's
like
like a
it's like
wasteland
a
of wasted
wasteland
potential.
of wasted potential. Yeah. But like while that's still true for the AL Central,
The
the
NL Central is genuinely getting exciting.
yeah, like there are people I've been hearing this a lot during broadcasts of spring training games that the Central is like the division to keep an eye on, and it's like one of the more exciting divisions. And I agree with that sentiment, not because any of the teams are like, you know, they're like really good teams on it. Not in the same vein as like the AL East is a really like interesting division to look at, but because not all of the teams are like at the range of like elite teams in the MLB. Like they're all like at the very good mark. It's like from what it looks like.
Yeah,
They all range from like the very good to mediocre range. Like there isn't like a best team in the league or a worst team in the league in that division. It seems like it's just, oh, this team is going to have, probably not a very good season, but it'll be better than other teams. And then, oh, this team is going to have a really good season, but not better than other teams.
yeah. There's genuinely no telling. I would say where a lot of the NL Central is going to be right now, uh, which is an exciting prospect.
Yeah, it's genuinely like I'm getting excited just thinking about it. And whenever predictions come around, I feel like we're all genuinely gonna have a harder time deciphering what's gonna happen in the NL Central than we did last year, where we all were just like, "Oh yeah, it's the Cardinals."
We all, man,
Oh yeah, it's the Cardinals. The Brewers maybe, but
yeah. This year there'll definitely be like a more nuanced analysis. I'd think.
yeah. and then the AL Central, we're all probably just gonna say the Twins, and then probably end up being wrong for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I might just say the Guardians again, who knows?
You'll have to find out whenever we're at that point.
Yep. In the meantime, though, we wanted to do this as a separate video, but we couldn't find the time. So we've got like roughly half an hour in the broadcast still. What do you say we do that tier list we were gonna do?
Yeah, tier list time.
The subject of this tier list is hats, specifically the spring training hats that each of the teams brought to the table this year.
Yeah, and as you can see, we already have a ranking for one of the teams.
It's the Yankees one, right? I can't see it.
Hold on, I'll screen share it real quick. Uh, Alright, please don't fuck up my
Let me
Discord.
close a few things, see if that makes it load faster.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't that
There we go.
that the screen okay. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
got the Yankees on this tier called The Hell Is This? And I put that there because I believe the last episode Scoom already had, decided, or at least or both of us had already decided that the Yankees hat was the worst one.
Yeah. Uh, Going over that one really quickly. The Yankees hat, I would say, is the worst one because it looks absolutely no different from a usual Yankees hat. Now, there are a few other teams where this also applies, but the Yankees hat is particularly egregious because it is the most boring looking one. It
Yeah.
is just a black cap with the Yankees logo on it. And if I wanted something like that, I would not go to the MLB website for it. I would get it at a fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
Uh, it is also like it is a really ugly kind of black too. It's like this like dark gray black.
Yeah, it's not the usual navy blue that the Yankees have for their hats. But other than that, it is just a normal Yankees hat that you can get literally anywhere for like $10.
Yeah,
It's the
just a loathsome thing overall. Uh,
it's the J Schlatt special.
yeah.
All right, and then next up on the tier list, we've got the Mariners. And the Mariners,
Okay, let me see the tiers really quick. Okay, so the Mariners hat. I think the Mariners hat is neat. It looks different.
it's
I like the blue and black.
yeah.
I think that I would probably only get it as a fan of the team because it looks actually.
I
Maybe I'd buy it. It's up there, I'd say.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it.
Yeah, it's a good. It's a very nice hat. The I love the compass rose. I love the colors. It's one of the more unique ones brought to spring training this year.
It is
So
a
props to the Mariners for that one.
it is very good hat. All right, and then next up we've got the Rays.
Okay, the Rays one is a little odd. I've always liked the whole light ray kind of motif going on, but I'm not too big on the colors that the Rays chose. I would probably only get it as a fan of the team.
Yeah, I'd do that as I'd only get it as a fan of the team as well. I don't necessarily enjoy I like the ray of light. I just don't really particularly enjoy the color of yellow that they use for this hat.
Yeah, I think that the ray of light motif looks way better when when like the light is the yellow part.
Yeah,
Like it looks really nice on their blue jerseys, for instance. But the one thing I can give props for is that it is different. It's not what you would expect the Rays to do.
yeah. All right, and then next up we've got the Blue Jays, and fuck, I
Let me
like this
see.
Blue Jays hat. I like it.
Eh,
It's
I,
very.
I'm a little thrown off by like it feels a little too scattered colors wise.
It's a nice motif to like the late '90s, early 2000s Blue Jays. I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's a little mid, but that's just my personal opinion. I can see why people would like this cap.
I'd I'd get it. I'd buy it if I was a fan of the team.
Yeah, that sounds right. I could probably get away with wearing one in Canada because
Yeah.
I live here.
Uh, Next up is the Marlins hat, and I'm just gonna go out and say it. I love this hat.
Yeah, the thing is like the Marlin colors just kick ass. The Marlin emblem just kicks ass.
Yeah,
Like it was pretty hard for the Marlins to go wrong. I would say this hat is fire.
this hat is very fire. Uh, yeah, no, I love this hat. This is like
The
it
Marlins
feels.
have always been like on point with their aesthetics. Well, not
Yeah,
always, but the like black, blue, and red stuff is on point.
yeah. I just wish, I just wish the City Connect stuff would looked this good.
Yeah, I agree there.
All right, and then next up we've got the Cardinals, and I'll let you decide this one.
Okay, so it's the Cardinals one is nice. I think it has the same kind of problems that the Yankees one does, though, in that this looks exactly like a lot of other Cardinals hats. Uh, in fact, it looks a lot like the one that I have in my house right now, except mine is black and red, which is honestly cooler. Uh,
Yeah,
I think that given if you look, there are a lot of caps like this one on the rust on the in the selection.
yeah.
Like the Reds, the Guardians, the Angels all have stuff like this one. So I think we should just put them all in. You copied off of insert team's homework, didn't you?
Okay, so
Because the
Cardinals,
only pure red cap that looks
Cardinals,
particularly unique is Philadelphia's.
and then Angels. You said,
Yeah.
and then did you also say the Reds or?
Yes.
Okay,
So these four teams all have caps that are like pretty much identical.
yeah,
Uh, and none of them are like particularly amazing about it.
yeah. Although I do like with the Guardians hat that they did use the like G logo for
You,
theirs.
you know what? Yeah, let's put them a little further up. Let's put them in. I think I'd get it as a fan of the team.
Yeah, I'd get it as a fan of the team. Yeah. Uh,
Next up, we've got the
Next,
Houston Astros.
the Houston Asterisks. Only for 1 year so far.
Uh, I'd say it's mid or crap. I don't like the orange on orange.
Yeah, no, this is. It doesn't look. I don't like I don't like the shade of orange that they used either.
Yeah, it's kind of an ugly looking hat. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So what next?
Next is the Braves, and
Okay, where are they even? Oh, there they are.
I like this hat actually.
It's a nice hat.
I like. I like this hat. I
It's kind of hard to go wrong with the Braves colors. It's the Braves A is really nice. Well, it's a really nice symbol. The red and navy black, good combination.
yeah, I like I just like the hat. So
I'd say I'd put it in wood buy.
yeah, I'd buy this hat. Which is
We gotta
unfortunate because
we
I
gotta
hate the
hand it to them sometime.
yeah, which is it sucks because I hate the uh Braves, but they made a really nice hat.
Yeah,
All right, next we've got the Orioles, and
I think their hat is fire.
I I think it looks better than like the other or like just plain orange teams hats. It's definitely the best of the three of those.
Yeah, I mean, okay, well,
I
the
like the
Houston
O.
one is a very different orange. The
Yeah.
Detroit Tigers one is a similar orange, but I feel like they're different enough that I wouldn't put either of them in like the copying homework tier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Orioles, the O's is really nice.
Yeah.
The black with the white trim is cool, and it's a nice it's a nice red orange color as opposed to the fucking Alienware shit that Houston has going on.
Yeah.
I,
I
I
I
I'll I'd put it in fire, but I wouldn't be mad if it was lower.
I'll put it I yeah, we could put it in fire. I
Yeah,
I like it better than some of these other hats.
yeah.
Uh Next up is the Rockies and
I'd get it as a fan of the team. The Rockies colors are good.
yeah, but they could have done more with it. They could have done more.
They could have.
They could have done more. All right, next up is the Tigers and I th- I like the tiger on the hat. It's different, it's neat,
It's a nice hat.
it's a nice hat.
I would get it, especially because it's the one where I can have some plausible deniability. Uh, Nobody has to see this hat and know that it's a Detroit Tigers hat.
Yeah, I've heard uh from I think it was Draftnik Mark who said this, whom is another baseball creator you guys should check out. I'll probably put a card around here somewhere. And I think he said you could confuse this hat for a Clemson Tigers hat. So
That's pretty funny.
yeah. So yeah, if you ever wanna show support for your Detroit Tigers, but also want to hide the fact that you're a Detroit Tigers fan, this is the hat for you.
Yep.
Uh, yeah.
So on to the next hat.
On the next hat, the next hat is the Royals. Where are the Royals on here?
Well, so the Royals one, it's got this like it's also got the light blue and dark thing going on. It's not as
Ah,
good
there it
as the
is.
Blue Jays. In fact, I'd say it's pretty bad. But you may notice that there's a very similar looking one. Just a little bit, just like right next to it, up like up one to the left. And all I'm saying is the Royals copied Chicago's homework.
All right. Would you like to rate Chicago's as well? Now that since we're on the topic of them, then
Chicago has a good hat.
okay.
I like the bear. Uh, Fuck
I
the Cubs, but I like the bear. I'd wear it.
okay. We'll put it on would buy it then, because we both hate the Cubs. But if you'd wear that hat, then that
Yeah.
that says something to me.
Uh, Next up, we got the Brewers. I think this hat is mid. The color combination's nice, but the fact it doesn't really match with the symbol is weird. It feels
Yeah.
like there's a lot going on with this hat, and a little too much.
Uh. Yeah, we'll put it on mid, and then
The
how do you want
A's.
how do you want to rate these three hats?
The three yellow ones.
The three yellow ones.
Okay, so the three yellow ones, I actually like the A's one. The A's have a decent logo for as fucking terrible a team as they are. And using the green A is, I think, a different decision enough that I can respect it.
Okay.
I would buy it as a fan of the team. Actually, I don't know if I would want to broadcast being a fan of the A's, but yeah.
We would buy it as a fan
Oop,
of the team if they even have any fans left at this point.
yeah.
I can't
Uh,
I can't say that there are still a lot of fans of that team. It's just ownership being a bunch of assholes.
I think though that the Pirates and the Padres both copied the Oakland's homework there
Uh,
because I don't feel like they do anything interesting with it.
I feel like the Pirates do a little more interesting things with their uh, hat than they
Oh,
do
definitely more than San Diego. If you
more
want to
than San
move the
Diego.
Pirates up, then sure, go ahead.
I'll put them at mid because I don't necessarily like this hat. It
Yeah, that's fair.
looks it looks almost identical to their City Connect hat.
This brings us to the all red hats again,
Yeah,
to the best one of them, which is the Phillies one.
I like the
Because the
Phillies
Phillies
hat.
one it uses the bell,
It uses the bell, and the
which is not
bell,
normal. I would normally expect it to be the fucking ugly ass P that looks like you'd see it on a pizzeria or something.
yeah. I like when the Phillies use the bell because it shows not just pride. Uh, actually, it shows pride to their city. Like it shows them what the city of Philly, like a staple in the city of Philly.
Yeah, it's a cultural icon, and it's always cool to see whenever they use it.
Yeah,
I would say that this hat is fire.
yeah. Fire hat for the Phillies. Next up is the Rangers, and
I like it.
I
It's a
like
very
it.
nice baby blue,
Yeah, very
and
like
the logo looks nice on it.
yeah.
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it. Yeah, would buy it. Would buy this hat. All right, the Boston Red Sox. You copied off the Braves.
I'd say it looks a little bit different. I like the white bee
Yeah,
with the
they
black
inver-
border.
yeah they inverted the colors of the logo.
They also use a slightly different black if you look. At least I'm pretty sure they do.
Looks it looks a little similar. I could just move them up to mid then.
Yeah, I like it, but it's not. I can understand it's not a hat for everybody.
All right. Next up is the Giants. Holy shit,
The
I loved
giant,
it. This
the
this is a
Giants
really
is a
good
very
hat.
nice hat.
This is a very good hat. I love this hat.
Yeah, I think it's a fire hat.
It's a it's fire. The Giants, other than their City Connect jersey, don't ever seem to like do anything wrong with like their aesthetic.
Yeah, they don't tend to miss. They have good colors. They have a very nice looking park.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just their City Connect jerseys, uh, which look like they're a team of Popeyes boxes.
That's a new one. I don't think I've heard that one yet.
So now I got the Dodgers, and my answer to this one will surprise you.
Oh, do you like
I
this
actually,
hat?
yes, I actually really like this hat. I think the D is really nice. It's not what they usually go for when they design clothes for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
The little white button at the top is kind of cute.
Oh, that is a little white button at the top, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't
this is
notice.
a refreshingly good. This is a refreshingly good hat for a team that normally is very very boring aesthetically.
Yeah. I
Uh,
hope whoever designed this hat designs their next City Connect jersey too, because that last one was very
Yeah,
not good. I hate those ones. I hope they do something different.
I think I'd get the Dodgers one if I were a fan of the team.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go out and say it. Diamondbacks is fire.
Yeah, no, no,
Like,
we can't even argue about it copying homework because it's a completely different fucking shade from the Rangers one.
yeah, it's it's so
Just a
good.
nice ass hat.
It's
The
it's
snake is really good.
it's a really good hat. I love the blue. I love the blue they used. I love the snake. You know, they don't always use the snake, but when they do, it's always on something banger. I love
Now,
this hat.
next up, it's time for the Mets. Not gonna lie, it's a little hard on the eyes.
I think it's I don't hate it.
It's not bad.
It's
Uh,
something
I
different.
that's true. I probably wouldn't wear it though. I would consider it mid, but it's up to you where it goes.
I feel like if only Hilda was here.
Uh,
She I we could, you know, ask Hilda what she thinks of it, and we'll come back to the Mets.
all right. I'm gonna go hit her up in DMs.
All right. Uh, while we do that, the White Sox are next, and this is a very boring hat.
Yeah, I like the light gray. I'm glad they didn't go for a black hat like the Yankees.
Yeah, it's different.
I would get it as a fan of the team if I would not be ashamed
Yeah,
to be a White Sox fan.
if I was not ashamed of being a White Sox fan, I would get this hat. All right,
The Twins one is fire.
the Twins. Yeah, the Twins
I
one.
love I love the flags for Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Yeah, it's a very good hat. It's very different. Like it took me a second to figure out who it was whenever I first looked at it, but then once I realized it was Minnesota, I fell in love with it because I was like, yes, this looks good.
This
Thi-
is like yeah, it's a truly unique one.
This is
Like this is one of the ones that like immediately stands out to me.
I feel like if you're a fan of baseball hats, if you're a baseball hat enthusiast, that's the one to go after.
Yeah.
All the other ones in five.
I asked Hilda what she thought about the Mets cap, and she replied, "SpongeBob, my eyes gif." So I think she agrees with me.
Okay, we could put it in crap.
And then last we've got the Nats. Now this is a nice hat. The dark blue is interesting. It doesn't look like any of the other ones. The W is not what the W is not what they normally go for. It's not the Walgreens W. Thank fucking God.
I hope that not specifically change it to this W, but I hope they change that fucking W.
Yeah, same. The Nationals deserve to have a better aesthetic than they do. So I think that this one, I think the only thing that detracts from it for me is that the blue on the W feels too dark,
Yeah,
and I feel like that takes away from the vibe a little bit.
it,
I think it might be a mid hat. Like
oh,
it's got a lot promising, but I feel like it falls short in some ways.
I feel like if they would have made the W white, it would have been so much better.
Oh yeah, that would have been sick. It would have been American as fuck.
Fucking electric guitar national anthem comes in as soon as we God, I have to edit that now. Fuck.
You love making things harder for yourself.
Just want to say, to Editor Snoot. I apologize for making your life so much harder.
To Editor Snoot, I say, sucks to suck.
Fuck you!
I mean, at least it always comes out fire. Like, one thing I consistently love whenever I go back and watch the videos is the editing jobs.
Yeah. I've started getting better, I feel like, in editing. So, it feels nice to, like, work on it and then get it done, and then everybody like it.
Yeah. I think, though, as you mentioned before we started, you had something to do around this time, and so
Yeah.
we've got like 9 minutes to wrap all this up.
Yeah, I think we've got to about an hour, so,
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for joining us.
Let us know in the comments what you think of the spring training hats. Editor Snoot, you better have shown those hats the whole time, or I'm gonna end you.
They probably did. They probably did. I don't think, with how much like stuff they've been showing in like the episodes recently, I feel like it would be an injustice if they didn't show the hats. Show Editor Snoot, show the score of the February 24th game between the Mets and Cardinals. All right, get on the ball with SCS Baseball. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Have a wonderful evening.